I know.
What is
The podcast.
What is this voice?
Where we...
Nixon?
It's Nixon.
Welcome to Everyone I Know, the podcast where we argue about the mundane. I am not a crook.
You should listen to the podcast about you should listen to our podcast. We should listen to the podcast about what's his name, his vice president
Downfall? Oh, no.
his vice principal president
Agnew.
Spiro Agnew. It's fucking great. Agnew was a crazy person.
Yeah. Welcome to Everyone I Know, the podcast where we argue about the mundane. I'm here again in the Troy Castle in the Sky.
Was it called Downfall?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm here with my producer, Brendan.
Hello.
On mic. What up?
He's always on mic.
Not always.
Not
Sometimes
always.
He yells.
Most
Sometimes I
time.
sit out.
Yeah.
Most time.
But today I'm the only other person on mic.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, you gave it away. Spoilers.
And my brother, Chris.
What's going on, folks? Thanks for listening. If you're listening, this episode of Everyone I Know is brought to you by you, the patrons. If you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/everyone I know. You get a little pengus. We haven't gotten any new patrons in a while, guys. It'd be kind of cool if we got a couple new ones.
Yeah,
I get like notifications about it. It makes me feel
Give me the
fuzzy.
dopamine and give me your money, you stupid pig.
Or not,
Pig.
you know.
Give me your money.
You know what? Just listening is enough, but some monetary assistance would be
Start a magazine
okay
and write
as
an
well.
article
And, you know,
about us.
if you have like a local capital region business or something like
Yeah,
that,
you guys
you're
wanna-
looking for some promotion,
Bro,
we
I can
strike a deal.
Dude,
Yo,
I'm really good at drinking, and I'm really good at eating.
I have a really funny thing to tell you guys.
What's that?
Today, I got a great idea.
Jesus
we
Christ! I don't like the look on your face right now.
We should hit up Michael Bloomberg and try to get paid advertising.
Bro,
My man's got money, and he's dumb, and he definitely doesn't listen to podcasts.
Do you remember back
that's
in
not
like
a bad idea, dude.
I think this was 2008. There was some like kid in college that somehow interviewed like every presidential candidate in his dorm room.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And he just wore like a suit in every one, but
Yeah.
he's obviously in a dorm room.
That's
and
fucking
somehow he
great.
got every presidential candidate to come in.
Well, it's
like
like-
I remember him interviewing Ron Paul, which I figured that would be the easiest one to get
Yeah,
to come
yeah.
to your dorm room.
Yeah,
But
because he doesn't care about nothing. He's a libertarian. He
not
believes
really-
in
not-
nothing.
Not really a libertarian.
No, he's just a right wing.
Anti-federalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we lost the plot there for a second, but
We should get Michael Bloomberg to give us money.
I really fucking like
and
that.
then we'll cut an ad.
Send him an email.
We'll cut an ad for him, and then directly after it, be like, "Don't vote for
Yeah,
Bloomberg.
just don't vote for him.
Please don't vote for
Don't
Bloomberg.
vote
You
for him.
stupid bitch."
His
I wanna-
money is
I
so
wanna-
green, but
I
don't
want to have a
vote for him.
conversation with a Bloomberg supporter.
I would love to.
I don't think
And
I've
not
ever
Ted
met.
Danson.
I've
'cause
never
apparently
met
he's a
one.
Bloomberg supporter.
Oh yeah, Ted Danson.
I've never met one in
R.I.P.
the wild.
It's like
No,
Ted
you
Cruz,
never
man.
will. You never fucking will. It's like how you've never met a Pete Buttigieg
I
supporter.
I want to put a Bloomberg supporter and a Ted Cruz supporter in
Oh,
a
they're
room
just
together.
gonna fuck. They're just gonna fuck. Record it. We'll put it on Pornhub.
Like,
Hell yeah.
you guys like the two most insufferable human
Yeah.
beings on the earth.
No, dude, they're doing three-dimensional chess. They're deciding what other people would want to vote for, not themselves, not the thing that they want. They got to figure out this fictional person in the Midwest, some friggin', somebody who, first of all, you probably look down on in the first place.
A real
And believe-
American.
yeah, somebody who you believe doesn't have any complex thoughts in their head.
A real American, because
Fucking
everybody on the
kids.
coast is not really American.
No,
No, we're not.
we don't count. Anyway.
We don't count. But as we alluded to before, we do not have a guest today.
Because of anti-felon bias.
Yeah, because of anti-felon bias.
More on that later.
Yeah.
No.
Probably not.
We're also prison abolitionists, so...
But instead we got Brandon on a mic. He's going to be doing our topics. Yeah, so I think we could just kick it over to the Old Man Minute. If you're new to the podcast, our father, that's me and Andy's father, listens to the podcast every week. He sends us back his little thoughts on the podcast in an email. I can't read out loud because I am dyslexic, I think, but Brendan can.
Happy pre-Super Bowl week, EIK fellas.
The big game, we're going to get sued. Fuck.
That's all I've got. I don't know who is even playing, but I hope it goes into extra innings. So excited. That's a me joke. That's a joke I would make about sports. As you know, Vader had surgery last Monday. She has never done well with anesthesia. Apparently, she woke up during the procedure and mistook the Da Vinci surgical robot for a rebel assassin bot. She whipped out her lightsaber and did $1.5 million in damage. Can you help me set up a GoFundMe page?
Sick.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I'm pretty sure that's the same surgical robot that my wife just had surgery with.
That's like the
3
thing.
weeks ago.
Yeah, that's like the thing now.
Yeah, they peeled my mom like a grape.
Not how it works.
No, they
It's
used it.
minimally invasive.
First of all, the Da Vinci robot is the famous robot from the video.
That did the surgery on the
This
grape.
robot
Yeah.
did surgery on a grape, and they did it on my mom. They peeled her just like a grape. Same exact procedure.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
No problem.
We watched it on YouTube.
Let's go. Everyone's a critic. Ghost in the Shell versus Ghost in the Shell. Okay, anime versus live action. As a kid in the 60s, I was first introduced to anime through Astro
That's
Boy
not yours.
and
Put that
Speed
back.
Racer. Later, when the term anime emerged, I thought it was Japanese for shitty animation. Redacted. Love, old man. P.S. Nick Myers, a.k.a. Chris. We need to talk. A group of 13-year-olds winged a stick at you when you were eating lunch. When I saw you and Eric over the holidays, I remarked to Chris and Andy that you guys reminded me of the hockey goon Carlson brothers who played the Hanson brothers in the 1977 movie Slapshot, which was filmed in part in Utica.
I knew he was gonna fucking land that too. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Isn't Slapshot? Is that like the
a hockey
Charlie
movie.
Sheen? Like,
No.
okay, I
You're
thought
thinking
that was,
Hot Shot.
I was no, I don't know about Hot Shots, but
Okay.
didn't they do a hockey one like a spoofy movie too?
Yeah, that's Slapshot. But
Yeah,
but
that's
Charlie
it.
Sheen's not in it.
Oh, Charlie Sheen's not in it.
No,
Charlie
yeah.
Sheen should be in all of them.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Slapshot's fucking great. I haven't watched it recently. I don't know if it holds up.
It might not. I don't know.
All
we'll
you
see.
need to make yourself look more menacing is to get yourself a pair of those birth control glasses that Chris wears.
Jesus fucking Christ!
You'll
Always about
intimidate
the
the shit out of them.
Damn glasses.
Thank God you nabbed one before you got the glasses.
Yeah,
That's true.
Fuck you. Yeah. So that was our father.
On that note, we're moving on now to top number one.
You know, just really briefly before we start the topic, I think that it's great that we read something from your dad every week because it's like an explanation for what's about to happen. It's like, just in case you're wondering, this is where it comes from.
Yeah, I don't think there's much mystery there.
There is a little bit of synthesis between me and Chris with our father. You know, I'm always looking shit up, and Chris is always talking about the Hanson twins in the
like-
movie Slapshot.
It's great.
That was filmed partially
Partially at
in
the
Utica,
Utica
Odd
Odd.
in Utica, New York.
It's like a little apology before at the beginning of every episode.
This
Well,
is what
it's also representation. You know, we got to have all voices from
Yep.
all sides of the age spectrum.
Yep. Although it'd be ageist. So we're doing topic one. Okay, I'm topic one. So I want to. Okay, so here it is, guys. We got the big game coming up. I will not call it the S Bowl because we'll get sued.
I'm gonna eat a bunch of cheese and chicken wing dip, and then have a super bowel.
Super. Very good. Very
Like a
good.
big shit.
So yeah, obviously, like Annie just said, a big part of the Super Bowl is eating and cooking and stuff like
Yum
that.
yum yum.
So I want to talk about cooking, but I want to talk about the supporting actors in cooking. I want to talk about the ingredients,
unsung heroes.
the ingredients that people know that you need to use, but they don't get their due, their
Their time in the sun.
their celebration that they should.
Okay.
You know, we're talking like a Christian Bale's or supporting actors. Here.
Christian Bale's a
He got
supporting-
an Academy Award for it a couple of times, I think, right?
Oh,
Who's a better supporting actor?
me.
Okay, so no.
Put me in a movie. You'll
Okay,
see.
so I want to talk about, like, you know, spices that people don't normally think of,
Like
and I
a-
want to, and I most of all want to celebrate one thing, and that's fucking onions. Originally, the topic was just going to be about onions. I just wanted to talk about onions for 15 minutes because onions are fucking great. And if you don't like onions, you can get the fuck out.
You know, I
In
think I
fact,
just had an epiphany that onions are my favorite vegetable.
They are. They are one of the most versatile things you
Between
can cook
onions
with.
and garlic.
Yeah, that's the other boy. But garlic steals the fucking
But everybody
show all
knows
the
about
time.
garlic, yeah.
That's the thing. Everybody talks about fucking garlic, how great garlic is.
I'm sorry.
Garlic is great.
Garlic appear. Oh, well, actually, both onions too. Onions
Yeah.
and garlic both
Garlic-
appeared in the movie Goodfellas.
Garlic
Like-
is the Mark McGrath. And the other spices are the other guy in the video who goes, "What about it?"
So what's some, like, not lesser known, because these are all like known things, but like what are some things that people forget to put in dishes that really elevate stuff?
Vinegar.
Vinegar is a big one.
I think acidity in general
Yeah,
is
that's
missing
a
from a lot of
big-
food. I've noticed this with, I think something we've talked about before is how, like, every restaurant that opens now is the same kind of New American, or
Yep.
you know,
The
it's same
faux
kinda
French.
like fancy bar food.
Yep. Yep.
gastropubby kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One of the things I like that food. It's cool.
Yep.
But one of the things that always irritates me is it tends to be overly rich and is
Yes.
very often missing like an acidic or a fresh element.
Something that freshens it up. Like that, if you're making a nice pot of sauce and you taste it and you're like, oh, it's missing something. It's rare. It might be salt, but 9 times out of 10, it's vinegar. It's a little bit of acidity.
Yep.
Something in there to balance out the sweetness and all that good
A
stuff.
nice trick with canned sauce is
Buy San Marzero tomatoes.
well, yeah, obviously, but canned sauce naturally has this this kind of like acrid tinniness to it.
Yeah.
You could add a little sugar to undo that, and then you could add a little vinegar to
counteract
make
the
up
sugar.
the acidity.
I'm in the camp of never put sugar in your sauce because that's gross and just don't fucking do that.
I put a teeny tiny bit just to counter that flavor. Not enough where it would make the sauce sweet, not enough where you'd ever even taste it.
You should
Yeah.
be getting your sweetness from the onions.
Or the
Damn it.
tomatoes.
Well, I mean, it depends on the sauce I'm making. Sometimes I don't want to make a super oniony sauce. I actually made a sauce recently that was just tomatoes, and you just put onion halves in it,
Okay.
no garlic, and then you
Okay.
just put a fucking stick of butter in there.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
There's the real unsung hero. That's like the little like trick that nobody really wants to talk about. The reason why I think Bourdain famously said like that's the thing where if when you go to a restaurant, the difference that you're tasting is a lot of fucking butter.
It's butter, and they usually put more salt than you would at home.
Yep. See, salt. I have a love-hate with salt
So do I.
I like over-salted stuff.
But I think that people undersalt their food a lot of the time at home, and they underbutter everything
They don't
because
butter
everything
it.
should have butter in it.
Oh yeah. I would say an unsung hero in the like spice cabinet world would be cream of tartar,
Hell yeah, dude.
or perhaps even a dill. you
Cream
know?
and mustard too.
Cream of mustard.
Yep.
I mean, they come in the little tiny cans, but they got a lot of punch to them.
Yeah, no, they'll definitely change like the flavor profile of the dish.
You know what I'm a big proponent of? Put just a tiny bit of tahini in your curries. It's great.
Yeah.
No, that's a good call.
Or stir fry, just a teeny
Have
tiny
you
bit.
priced tahini though?
Yes, it's
It's
expensive.
so fucking expensive.
Fuck yeah, it's
But a
expensive.
little goes a long way.
It's true.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, a lot of sesame products are that
Yeah.
way. I mean, sesame products in general are very expensive. Sesame oil is pretty expensive too.
Hell yeah.
But
So
it's fucking good.
that was another idea I had for this topic. What oils do you boys use?
I have a variety.
All right.
I contain multitudes, my dear.
I like to fry in a peanut oil.
Hell yeah.
I like to saute in an olive oil.
I would saute in peanut oil too because olive oil burns.
I think it depends. Well, there's definitely
Depends
like
on how hot you're
yeah,
sauteing.
there's everything.
You gotta get
depends
that
what I
hot.
want to saute. But I disagree. I think that it's a myth that once your olive oil starts smoking, it starts tasting bad.
I disagree. It gets better. If you got EVOE and it's like getting a little smoky, you've changed the flavor of it. But at the same time, though, like you're not really gonna get olive oil that's fresh enough really to taste a difference at like the supermarket.
One thing I don't like is I really don't like to dress with an olive oil.
I think finishing with an olive oil is a very good idea.
Yeah, it's okay, but like I would rather use like a sesame oil.
Well, if you're gonna finish with anything, you should be finishing with a pat of butter. Damn it.
I agree with that.
Yeah. You put that butter in, and just something magic happens. Everything gets real different.
When I'm not on Weight Watchers, which I am for quite a while now, yeah, I add butter to a lot of stuff that I think people would normally think. Like, and a good example would be one of my favorite things to make is just fajitas.
Yep.
And when I got like the vegetables all going, once they're like really good, I throw a tab of butter in there just to finish it off, and like it makes all the difference in the world.
Butter is beautiful. I love it so much.
It is.
Without butter, you don't get roux. Without a roux, you can't make a bechamel.
You ever use that fancy Irish butter, like the Kerrygold?
Yes.
Kerrygold's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I use it once a year on St. Patty's Day when we're making something.
I love to have it for like an English muffin.
oh yeah, it's so
Like something
fucking-
like
it's like
that?
made for that shit.
It's worth
But you really can't cook with that though. That's
No, I
more
never
that's
use it
more
for
of
cooking.
that's more of like a dressing or a spread.
That is definitely a
Yeah.
spreading butter.
Do
You know,
what-
I was in.
Do you know what makes butter have that taste?
No.
Butyric acid.
So fermentation.
Yeah. It's produced by the fermentation. Thank you for my TED Talk. Bye.
For
Okay,
coming.
okay,
by
Brad
that time.
Leone.
Hey, if
Come
you don't
on the
watch
podcast.
yeah, Jesus, imagine having Brad on the podcast.
Oh,
Holy,
he's so great. I don't know. He
fuck.
likes upstate New York.
He goes to Hudson all the time.
Yeah. Well, everybody goes to Hudson. It's
Yeah.
like
He's like he.
famous people all over the place now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to Suarez a lot, like Suarez Brewery.
I was in Scotland recently, and I had clotted cream. And I don't know what the fuck's wrong with people in America that we're not eating clotted cream.
Heart disease.
Fuck that. You're eating sour cream and
Nah,
cream
dude,
cheese.
They're fucking Brexiting, dude. They don't give a shit anymore. They don't love themselves. They don't love their neighbors. They're ready to die.
One spice that I like to use that I don't think people use often enough is mustard seed.
Yeah, mustard is good. I have a bone to pick with certain types of spices though, and I think this might cause a rift in me and Julie's relationship. But those stupid Trader Joe like fucking mixed spices, like the fucking lime blast chili fucking saute
yeah.
bullshit. No, don't
Fuck
don't
those.
fucking use them.
The only
Yeah.
spice mix that I use is I'll use a what's it called?
Montreal steak seasoning for a steak because that's really the only acceptable one.
No, like a Creole,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
curry powder is a blend of
Yeah,
spices.
okay.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't buy curry powder at the store
Yeah.
because it is completely inconsistent.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
brand of curry powder is a completely,
Completely
different
different.
mixture that tastes
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah,
So I
make your
usually
own
just go for like
masala.
the Thai curry paste or something
Yeah.
because that's more consistent.
Yeah.
Well, so even the Creole spice, all Creole spice is celery salt, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, and I'm forgetting something else. But yeah, like you shouldn't. If you're cooking your spices something, you should have all your spices out and like you got to taste it and mix it and let them talk to each other and
Trust your palate.
Yeah,
taste your food.
Taste while you're eating.
Oh God, this is something. Bless her heart, Olivia. I love her so much, but I have to yell at her to get her to taste the food while
Holy
she's
shit, you
seasoning.
have to.
She doesn't do it, and then the other thing that she'll do is she tends to spice by eye rather than by taste. So she'll literally
Does she take the liquid and put it in her eye?
no, but she's
she
like
have
this
taste
isn't
buds?
red enough. Let's throw some chili powder in there.
All right.
You guys ever use dried chilies instead of using like a chili powder?
I have in a like making a bowl of chili, like a pot of
Yeah,
chili.
yeah.
I've used them before. I prefer just using the powdered stuff, to be honest. I don't think it's like kind of like putting a bay leaf. I think bay leaf is just a placebo, to be honest. I still put them in all my fucking sauces.
There was literally a Bon Appetit video,
Yeah.
or no, not Bon Appetit, a Mythical Kitchen video
Okay.
today where he was like, "Bay leaves are a scam."
I totally think they are. But I put them in everything though, because it's like if I don't do the magic, it's not going to come out right.
It's a ceremony.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's for the gods.
Did you guys hear about scientists saying that there's taste buds in testicles?
Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit.
You know,
I read
so-
more into it.
Well, no. So here's the thing. I was watching the thing about it. So a bunch of people on TikTok are now dipping their balls in soy sauce.
And swearing they can taste it.
Well, here's the thing, though. Your testicles are inside your scrotum. Your scrotum doesn't have taste buds on it. So that doesn't really
little
work that
anatomy
way.
lesson for
Yeah.
y'all. Yeah, I mean they have to be innervated. So
Yeah. So
dude, shut up. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.
we could cut our sacks open and try it, though.
You could, if you donate $150,000 to the Patreon, we will take it and say thank you very
Yeah.
much.
We'll dip our scrotums inside
We'll
of soy
drip,
sauce.
yeah, we'll dip our nuts in soy sauce. Did you know that you have taste receptors on the top of your mouth, on your hard palate?
I did not.
Yeah, you do. You ever see Zumbo's what the fuck Magic Kitchen or whatever the fuck it's called?
Oh, can't say
Is Zumbo? He's an Australian guy. He's an Italian guy who lives in Australia. He's an Australian.
This sounds
Italian
more made up the
American.
longer you do it.
Anyway, it's a cooking competition show. His name is Zumbo. His name's Adrian Zumbo. Anyway, he always, when he eats the sweets, he puts them to the roof of his mouth first, and I don't know why. I mean,
Because he's pretentious.
yeah, I think it's like some bullshit. Like
Come on the
fucking-
cast.
I mean, that
Defend
sounds
your fucking.
pretentious, but for no apparent reason, when I eat like ice cream, I put it on the back of the spoon and then put it into my mouth onto the top of my mouth. I don't
That's-
think I'm doing it because I taste it that way, though.
You do taste with the top of your
kinda-
mouth, though.
I think part of the reason I do it is because I have incredibly sensitive teeth, and that's an easy way to
yeah.
get it in there without that. But the way that hard ice cream comes off on the back of the spoon, like smooth.
No, I want ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be eating a lot of
that
ice cream
sounds
after Friday.
Oh yeah, Chris is gonna get all his teeth removed.
Yep, every single one of
All
them.
of
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great, just big dentures. What other spices are underrated? What spices are overrated?
Overrated?
Basil.
Fucking
Cilantro.
No, fuck you and fuck you twice.
Dried, either of those are overrated.
Yes,
Fresh,
but
underrated.
underrated.
I hate putting basil in my food if it's dry. It's pointless.
Dry basil
Yeah,
tastes like nothing.
dry basil is nothing.
Yeah.
It's dried parsley. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's bad.
I always use fresh parsley.
Yeah, fresh
Parsley
parsley's-
though, parsley is underrated compared to those two.
As a Lebanese man,
It's definitely right where it's supposed to be. It's in literally fucking everything.
I handle a lot of parsley.
Yeah.
When I
But
make
it might be
Lebanese food.
for you guys.
No, but nobody puts parsley in their fucking food. And like, to eat some tabbouleh, it's all parsley.
That's
you bitch.
all it is. It's
That's
parsley.
lovely.
Stupid asshole.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, we're in the herb world right now, but
well, I'm
If we want to
thinking
talk about a spice,
a spice that's underrated. Cumin.
Cumin.
oh yeah,
Cumin
fuck
in everything.
cumin.
Fuck cumin.
Fuck, I said underrated.
No, it's overrated.
Who's
Oh, it's
rating
underrated.
Anybody that
Oh,
likes
okay.
cumin, I hate
So,
cumin.
Brennan, I didn't think this was the thing that was going to take down the podcast. But
You're cumin on too strong.
Oh Jesus!
Cumin side me. Never mind.
I think he's trying to
Yeah,
align us against him. No, cumin is so overrated.
Cumin's
I'm gonna respectfully say
I leave
you're
it
wrong.
when I see cumin recipe. I just straight up leave it out.
That's crazy.
I
How do you
don't-
make any Mexican food?
yeah. What?
I would rather put liquid smoke in it than cumin.
Oh Jesus!
That's how
Liquid
much-
smoke is literally cancer. You're putting actual cancer into your food. You know how they,
think you're joking.
do you know how they
think you're
make
No,
liquid
so here's
smoke?
my thing
Do
about
you know
cumin.
how they make it?
I think you're trying to get a rise out of us.
No, I think so. Here's my deal with cumin. I don't hate cumin that much. It's if I can taste cumin in food, it's the only thing I can taste.
If
Cumin
I
has to
don't
be-
taste cumin in my food, I'm putting more fucking cumin in my food.
I want enough in
Jesus
it
Christ.
where it makes it a little more interesting. But as soon as I taste it, it's over.
Yeah, so is this podcast. It's fucking over.
What about sumac?
The fuck
I
is
don't
sumac?
cook enough with sumac. I've done it a couple of times.
Sumac's for sausages.
No.
I mean, if you're Brad Leone, sumac's for everything.
Yeah, he puts in fucking layer of everything. It's like a weird flavor. It's like almost like an earthy flavor, right? Am I thinking the right thing?
It's sourish.
Yeah, it's got like a woody, earthy,
Yeah.
earthy like tone to it.
Sounds pretentious.
Yeah, it kind of
is.
is.
There's no room for that in the revolution. On to allspice.
It's a very bougie spice.
On to allspice.
Allspice is the only spice mix I agree with.
Is allspice? No, allspice is its own thing, dog.
No, there's cinnamon in it.
I'm pretty sure allspice is just a spice. Look it up.
I'm looking it up.
Pretty sure it's just.
I'm pretty sure it's a mix.
Pretty sure it's just a plant.
Is
I thought it was 5 different spices.
No, that's Chinese
Spice
spice.
a
Or
mix
curry. Curry is the
of
masala blend.
spices.
What about garam masala?
Garam masala. That's what curry powder tries to be.
Yeah.
You know what I think is overrated as a spice is turmeric.
Oh, okay. So, allspice normally is one thing, but
Allspice.
if you want to substitute, you do cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg.
See, clove's a good example of how
Okay,
I feel
so-
about cumin. Clove, I want it in there, but as soon as I can taste clove, it's fucked up.
I mean, clove just tastes like perfume. You go too hard on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate when you get Indian food and you get that clove.
Okay, so
cinnamon,
the
though.
verdict on allspice is that most of the allspice we're having is probably that blend
It's
of
probably
spice.
that blend of spices. Yeah.
Shit, fuck.
Yeah,
Okay,
it,
cool.
it's most certainly that.
Damn it. It's like the wasabi. Like, you've never had wasabi
In a
in your
perfect
entire
world,
life.
you're right, but in
Yeah.
the real world, Chris is right.
Wow, that's great.
But actually,
That makes a lot of sense.
An underrated spice in cooking is cinnamon. That's
I agree.
like
Savory cooking, cinnamon.
Yeah, savory cooking. That's what I mean. Like that really, that's where that's like that
Middle
one
East,
one like
African
thing you
stuff.
can't like really place in like a Middle Eastern dish is cinnamon.
Or like African food, too.
Yeah, same thing.
I think it's thought of too much of a dessert because of the European influence on our
Stupid
cooking.
bitches. Those fucking Europeans. Again. They've done it again. They ruined another thing.
Yeah. Well, at least we got cumin, right?
Yeah. Cumin side me, daddy.
No,
Get it?
no,
Get
no,
it? Garlic my pussy.
no.
Excuse me. Garlic by pussy?
Yeah, get it?
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it.
It's not. It's barely a pun.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me do the full thing. This is a character that me and Olivia worked on for a while. It was just a person who's turned on by spices.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And when we would cook together, we would make sex noises and put stuff in. She'd be like, how does this taste? And Olivia would be like, it needs a little spice.
This is the most Andy and Olivia thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, what goes on behind closed doors?
It's like, I would be like, hey, you want to put some garlic powder? It's like, yeah, put it on. Do it all over.
So you're Randy from the Food Network South Park episode.
I kind of, yeah.
Oh, the cream
The
fresh.
best episode of South Park.
Come inside me.
Come inside me.
It's good. It's good. It's good,
pretty-
clean fun.
it's pretty
Our
good.
neighbors probably think we're weird.
Yeah.
Always smells good in my kitchen, you know?
Yeah. Also, I want to one last thing. Shallots, yellow onion,
Oh, shallots for sure.
yellow onion, butter, olive oil. Saute that together. It's like the best, and garlic too. That's like the best smell combination
Yeah.
thing. That should be the base of every sauce.
I agree.
I have a neighbor who I hate, but they always seem to be just cooking garlic only. So I like them for that.
Cool.
I always walk in and I'm like, what are they cooking? All right. I really like have
Just some guy with like one elephant garlic just sitting in a pan. Just
Also, if you're getting garlic, don't get the elephant garlic. It doesn't have any fucking flavor.
oh, it's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Just
Hey,
get
guess
the
what?
small ones. Get
Hey,
the small ones.
Listen to me, you idiots. You don't just get to make food big.
Yeah. It doesn't make it better.
When you make big food, guess what happens? The flavor gets distributed throughout the food. The
Nicole's-
plant still needs to, it takes a lot of energy for the plant to make those phytochemicals. Thank you. Goodbye.
Nicole's dad grows garlic every year and gives it to us.
Oh my god, like homemade garlic.
He grows like 1,000
Homegrown.
bulbs of
Oh my
garlic a
God,
year.
Nice.
I'll give you some next time we get some.
Hell yeah, I'll always take garlic.
Underrated, underappreciated
Strong.
in the spring, garlic scrapes.
Oh, the scapes, you mean?
Scapes, is that what they're called?
Yeah, we get
the
those.
fuck are you
We get
talking
those
about?
from him too.
They're
Wait,
garlic
what is-
shoots.
what
when
is
the
this?
garlic gets too old, it grows out.
Yeah.
Little green shoots that come out.
Oh.
When you
It's like
pull
an onion and a
it-
garlic had a baby.
Yeah, if you get garlic, it's got the scape at the top. So
Yeah.
her dad actually harvests the scapes too.
Yeah.
And
It's
you
sick.
can just eat them. Like you could just eat it fresh. And it's like this garlicky vegetal kind of thing. And then you could cut it up and you could straight up use it like garlic a lot of it. Like if you're looking for a milder garlic, you could just use it. And I've used it like a bunch of times
Yeah,
cooking.
It's sick. It's great. Like last year or the year before was
I don't
the
know
year
why
of
they don't
garlic
sell
scapes.
garlic scapes in the store because
They'll
they're
probably
amazing.
freak people out. Like, man, what the fuck is this?
This looks like worms and tastes like garlic.
It's so good.
They're all curly too. It's great. All right. I love food. Powder, garlic powder can get fucked. Granulated
Nope.
garlic's where it's
Okay,
at.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, come
make
on.
clarification. Powdered garlic's dog shit. Get the granulated.
It
It's
just,
the same price.
sometimes it's a little more expensive, but
Just
go
fucking
the
get it.
buck, dude. It's worth it.
Get the Goya one. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Enjoy
exactly.
life. Oh, MSG is underrated. Put MSG in
Yo,
food.
shit! Fucking MSG.
Oh, yeah.
use MSG. Put it in everything. It's a fucking racist myth that it makes you sick. It's
Yeah.
bullshit.
It's it's that Chinese salt.
Yeah.
And if you
That
can't find it,
goddamn Chinese salt again.
if you can't find it, look for the Goya packets. Those are just MSG.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or
seasoned salt is just
like
MSG.
seasoning salt.
It's amazing. It'll
Nutritional
make your food better.
yeast is also MSG.
We just started using that actually.
Yeah, it's sick
Yeah,
as fuck.
it's great.
Hey, guess what? You're doing science to your mouth. MSG is glutamate, monosodium glutamate. It's the fucking antagonist, or it's the agonist for your savory receptors. It's literally the thing that activates the receptor only.
Yeah.
Everything else activates it as a side effect of its general chemical shape. Don't be a fucking chump. Get in there with that MSG.
And don't be racist and pretend you have a headache after you
Yeah.
Yeah,
eat it.
fuck off.
Yeah, drink some water if you're
Yeah,
thirsty.
yeah. Oh, you had a little too much salt. Your fucking fingers a thing.
What are you, a slug?
Maybe get on treadmill.
Yeah, you slug. You slug man. You can't fucking handle a little salt. What are you, slug? On that topic, number 2.
That's me.
What's up?
Is Rock dead?
The Rock is alive. He was in a
Yeah.
movie this year.
Rock Dwayne
He
Johnson.
was in the Jumanji movie.
I think
He
one of
was-
my favorite like dumb Facebook comment pictures I've ever seen is the one where the guy says, "Does anybody else ever notice that Dwayne Johnson looks like The
He
Rock?
looks exactly like The Rock. Yeah, that's great.
But is Rock dead?"
Okay.
Is DIY music rock?
Well, I mean, this is part of what I was going to get
Yeah.
to. is
What
what's rock?
define rock?
Rock.
Well, let's get a quick answer, like before, without even really thinking about it. Is Rock dead?
I haven't listened to
Is
that.
what immediately comes to mind when you think Rock? Is that dead?
Kiss is dead.
Yes.
Like, is that what you think? Like, is that the first thing that comes to mind when
Yeah.
you hear the word Rock? Is it like Stadium, like Kiss, like cock rock?
There's like
Cock rock.
I like cock rock. I don't actually like the genre, but I like calling it cock rock.
It's a good
But there's so many
categorization.
different types of rock. Do you mean like guitar music?
See, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's difficult to say what rock music actually is.
Yeah.
There's a very good book called The Poetics of Rock by Albin Zak, who's a professor at UAlbany. Where
Sponsor us.
No, I won't accept you Albany's money.
he's phenomenal.
I will.
And the book changed my life. Like,
Nice.
no joke, it actually did change my perspective on music in general. But he kind of talks about how before we had recorded music, you know, the way that people consumed music was either live performance or you would buy sheet music and play it.
right.
And that was the way that you thought of music. So music was performative in nature. It was not a fixed thing. It was always, by its nature, being performed in front of you like
Right.
a
It's not,
play.
it's not something that you can revisit.
Yeah, it's a play is always going to be different every time, and a piece of music's always going to be different every time. But when records came along and you record the music, it transitioned to a form of art more like a painting,
Right.
where now this is a fixed piece of art. And rock was the music that defined that as a type of as an art form.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could take a broad view and you could say, well, then, like, you know, kind of this like whole recorded music thing is largely rock.
Yeah.
I mean, is it still rock even if you're using all electronic instruments and like stuff like that? Like, so
I just had a conversation. This is kind of the other side of this. Is what is electronic music with on Endless Scroll with Eric Bennett and Eli Annis. Shout out to them. But it's one of those things where it's like, how do you fucking define music? Is it the way it sounds generally? Is it the way it's produced?
There's so much like melding going on, especially right now. And maybe I've just been dumb to it because I've just recently
you're
started.
just listening to two bands.
Yeah. No. I listen to more than two bands. Mainly
Chris
two
has
bands.
really changed his ways.
Yeah.
Used to be notorious for listening to two bands.
Yeah, and I wouldn't listen to anything that was even remotely electronic except for Nine Inch Nails. But that was then I started listening to like Tobacco, and this only happened in like the last like 4 or 5 years for me, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Where I started like kind of expanding it, and
I think you got Spotify and then you got
Yeah.
Discover Weekly.
yeah, pretty much like, oh, you might like this because it's similar. But so much music is adjacent to each other now. It's really hard to define.
Genres bend.
Like,
Everything's fluid.
yeah, it's very, very hard to define what rock is. But if we want to say like, if we want to define rock in like our parents, how they would define rock, I would say it probably would be akin to like Kiss or like fucking
AC/DC.
AC/DC, and that shit's dead. Thank fucking God it is.
Well, I mean,
shit sucks.
Yeah, rock.
Well-
rock went through phases. Like,
What
so
are
you
like
had-
the Monster Energy drinkers listening to these days?
Oh, dude, like
they're-
fucking butt rock shit,
but like
man.
butt rock.
I thought those guys were all listening to like EDM.
No, well, yeah, those guys are too. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about the rock version of that.
Yeah, so like if you slapped on the
Like
the alternative right
like
now or
fucking
something like that, it's
Trapped or something.
yeah, or fucking
The alternative
Imagine
station-
Dragons or
the
something
alternative stations,
bullshit.
like Imagine Dragons is music for car commercials.
I can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hate.
But
Imagine
putting aside
Dragons.
those guys, like a lot of it is actually like synth poppy stuff that's
Yeah.
coming back. A
Oh,
lot of which I
synth-pop
really like.
Is in
Churches,
for sure.
great band.
Yeah.
Naked and Famous, I really like.
Fantogram.
Fanagram is
Band's
great and local.
Mm-hmm. Shout out,
Um,
come on our podcast.
It used to be called Charlie Everywhere. We used to go see them.
Nice.
Um,
Now, did you see them in specific places, or did you just see
Valentine's.
them everywhere around?
Valentine's is where you went to see everybody
I
back in
love
the day. And then
that
Valentine's
Valentine's.
closed and music died.
Yes.
That's when rock died.
Honestly, that's true.
The day
So,
the music died.
Music went through a lot of phases, or rock went through a lot of phases. The
My.
first phase was kind of like it was the outgrowth of like black rock music that came up in like the 50s,
Blues.
stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It was an outgrowth of blues, and then that got stolen by white people.
Yep.
And you
Yeah,
had like
at that.
fuck you, Elvis.
you had like Elvis, that kind of thing. But
Stupid
then
bastard.
you had then you had the British invasion.
Yep.
And you got Rolling Stones, still more blues influence. Then you have the Beatles, who really changed the art form and really transform it to like it's really records now because they started using the studio as an instrument. Using tape as an instrument, really changing the game entirely. And then that's when things start to go wrong. Is shortly after that is when you start to get the real shitty stadium rock of the 70s.
Well, it's because now, basically, the Beatles and those type of bands opened up a huge market. They invented a huge market for people, which is screaming children.
Yeah.
Basically. And then once that happens, you have all these fucking dipshits who are like, you know what? I would like to be a millionaire. Thank you very much.
I want to play 3 chords.
And then here comes Kiss.
And you get Kiss, and there's really only one of those big stadium rock bands that's valuable.
Who's
That's
that?
Queen.
Queen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. See, I wouldn't even think of them in the same
That's
vein,
because they
in the same
transcended
breath.
a
Yeah,
little
no,
bit. But
definitely.
I mean, that is music made for a big giant.
It's
orchestrated. It's huge.
totally
it's
is.
big,
Yeah.
but it's good too.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff, like fucking, there's like 90 bands that are named after cities, but like Chicago and shit.
Yeah.
You know, there's just so much bad stadium rock in like the 70s.
Yeah.
Then you have the rebellion against that, and the rebellion.
Disco.
I was about to get to disco.
Disco-
Disco was a
Disco's
counterculture.
okay.
Disco was a counter.
Disco's
rules.
okay in my book.
Okay, good. We're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
Disco was a counterculture music. Disco's
Yeah.
lambasted now for being like square music. But back then, that was a counterculture move, just like punk and just like reggae and just like rap was.
Well, let's fucking, set the record straight. Living in 2019 and waking up to the reality that a lot of stuff that you were told 2020, whatever. 20 this was recorded in the past. A lot of the stuff that you were told sucks. For example, disco was just stuff populated by black people and gay people. Yeah. That's pretty much all it was.
It's totally true.
Disco, electronic music, the entire fucking genre comes from small basements in like Detroit.
Yeah.
Where gay people and black people could be and not be fucking hurt.
Well,
that's
so
pretty much what it was for.
Those are the 4 big countercultures that arise in the late 70s. The 4 big counterculture music. There's is reggae, rap, disco, and what was the 4th one that I said?
Pete.
Punk.
Punk.
You say punk?
Oh yeah, punk. Those are the 4 big ones that emerge in the late 70s. Then that kind of gets quashed out, and you get the godforsaken 80s, where you start to see the shitty electronic elements start to get introduced.
Twisted
and stuff.
Sister.
Great interview with Trent Reznor I saw once, where he was talking about like working in a music store and like all the new I think he was talking about working in one, not just going to one, but he might have just been talking about going to one. And how like the new keyboards would come out, and everybody would be like, "Oh, can it do bell sounds? Oh, can it do string sounds?" And he'd be like, I can already make those sounds.
Yeah.
I want the synth to make crazy sounds that I never thought of before."
Yeah.
Which explains a lot about Nine Inch Nails. Yep. And you have just like the horrible hair metal bullshit.
Is the
like if you didn't think the stadium rock of the 70s was bad enough, we're going to take it up to 100.
Listen to some Motley Crue. I'm actually listening to their book, The Dirt, on audible.com. If you want a free audiobook, you can go to audibletrial.com for a
They're
second.
insane.
They are fucking nuts. I don't like their music at all. I don't like them as people, but the shit they fucking got into, man.
Were they the ones that put their dinguses in burritos because they had all cheated on?
Yes.
They all cheated on their significant others.
So
and
they'd fuck breakfast burritos so they wouldn't smell like a
like vagina.
vagina. Yeah.
You could just take a shower, but
There's one story that I'm not going to share on mic because it's just too. It involves a probably underage girl, a telephone, an orifice, and her mother. So,
oh boy,
yeah.
I mean, there's
so
so many
read
different
the
ways you
book.
could arrange all those things.
Yeah. In a hotel room. So they're fucking wild.
It was a terrible era for music. Yeah.
and a terrible era for human behavior.
I will summarize this the way my my bass teacher did about 15 years ago when I was in college for music. He loved hair metal. He lived for hair metal, and he described it this way. This is how he described the events that transpired. He's like, everything was great, music was good. You turn on the radio, you had these great bands playing guitar and being amazing. It was all amazing guitar solos and stuff. And then one fucking day, Kurt Cobain came along, and it changed like in a week. And that's basically what happened.
yeah.
Okay.
And then
Talking about apostrophe Vanna. Talking Vanna, bro.
Talking naked baby.
my God.
That naked baby is Pete Buttigieg.
Always chasing the money.
Yeah, always chasing that fucking dollar, dog.
Yeah, and then we had another era of kind of counterculture music coming back, except this time it was grunge, and then rap came up again.
But this time it's not the fun rap from the 70s. It's
No.
the scary rap that
Now for the
scares
best-
your mom.
Yeah.
We have coworker J Ed, who has been on the podcast before. He has a great story that he likes to tell about the first time he heard NWA, and he's like, I was just walking down the hall in college, and I heard this music, and I was like, what are you listening to? Can I hang out and listen? And I was like, that is the most J Ed story I've ever heard. That's the most dad way to hear about NWA I've ever heard.
And he was smoking this cigarette I've never seen before.
Yeah.
He
was a
said it was a
strange
clove, but I
smell.
felt real funny.
Got very hungry afterwards.
And so you had that more aggressive rap music come out. You had the grunge music, like I was saying, and everything was good again.
Yeah.
And then it all got bad again.
Well, so I think now though, like today at least, there's a lot more because of the internet and SoundCloud.
Distribution's a lot easier.
So
It's a lot
this
easier.
cycle of kind of a counterculture music comes up, and then it gets buried by like
It gets
all of those
commercialized.
all those
Yeah.
movements get commercialized,
Yeah.
and then a counterculture movement comes up again. That cycle was broken by Napster.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
broken
pretty
by
much.
the internet.
Really funny, like aside to Napster. Can't remember the name of the jackass that made Napster. He's a fucking asshole. But he was getting interviewed right after Metallica.
Hey, it's called, just do Napster. Lose the.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, his name was Mr. Napster.
Mr. Napster is getting interviewed on a talk show. A few days after Metallica is suing him, and he walks on stage and he's got a Metallica shirt on, and the fucking host goes, "That's a nice shirt." He goes, "Thanks, man. I borrowed it from a friend."
Fuck yeah.
Don't like the guy, but man, that was good.
That's a great fucking joke.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Dipshits, music wants to be free. You can't fucking put it in a bottle.
Trent Reznor
as much
originally
as you
was
try.
very vociferous against like internet sharing of music, and he eventually completely changed his mind.
The complete 180. There
He
was
told people to literally steal
yeah
shit from stores.
when Year Zero came out, the in Australia,
yep.
they like bumped the price up for the CD because it like changed colors. They bumped
They've
this.
never seen that before in Australia.
Yeah, they bumped the price up to like $40 a fucking CD, and he got up on stage like during one of his shows, like, "All right, yeah, I heard about like the price of my CD right now. If you can't fucking afford it, fucking steal it."
Well, see, so the way that the music industry kind of fucked up all this stuff was back. So you go back to like the 50s, 60s kind of era. Before the Beatles really made the full length album, the LP, a big deal. You would have like an album, but you'd mostly sell singles.
Right. And then you have B-sides.
Singles would be singles with a B side. That would be your main way of selling music. You'd have a hit come out on the radio, and then you'd sell the single. And the single, because it is much smaller than a larger vinyl, and vinyls are a very physical product.
Yeah.
They were cheaper than
Right.
the whole one. So when CDs came out in the 80s, people started buying all their back catalogs on CD, and so that artificially inflated the growth of the music industry. But it wasn't really growth because people were just rebuying their old catalogs. So you're rebuying all your Beatles and all your
Right.
Led
You want
Zeppelin
to
and
play
shit.
it on your hi-fi
Yeah.
phono.
So people buy up all that stuff. That starts to taper off in the 90s. And the music industry, in response to that, if you remember back far, I don't know if you guys will really remember because you're a little younger than me. In the early to mid 90s, the singles were cheaper than the albums
Oh, okay.
on CD. Even though it probably costs identical amounts to make
Because
both
it's
of
a
them.
CD, yeah.
But the music industry realized, well, that's fucking pointless. Let's
Yep.
just stop selling the single
Yeah.
Yep.
or sell it for the same amount of money.
Right.
And then, in order to keep that artificial growth going, they started just selling the CD and jacking up the prices on them. And so you stop seeing the singles around. And so they would make an album with one or two good songs. Mm-hmm. You'd buy the only way to get the songs would be buy the whole fucking shitty album, and you go and spend $20 on this stupid album. Mm-hmm. And then when the downloading came along,
That breaks
the
that entire
music
cycle.
Yeah, the music industry was in such a shitty situation because of how they were trying to milk everybody with the CDs, that people went to the downloading because it was like, cool, I can go get that one fucking song I want and not pay $20 for it. People would have still been willing to buy CDs if you were charging a reasonable price and you were selling good full albums.
Yes.
The
That's
problem is
a
that
huge
people were
thing.
like, oh, cool, I like one song I heard on the radio. You think I'm going to go spend $20 on a CD? No. And then they fought it instead of adapting and fought it and fought it and fought it. And then it kind of ate the industry alive.
Yeah. Suck on that, olds. Stupid old assholes. Welcome to the new world.
But that is why I think that rock is dead. because rock is not just like a type of music. Rock is kind of it is a even when it's at its best, it is a commercialization of music. It's a way of selling it. It's a way of presenting it.
If you want to look at
I
it
agree.
that way, I guess you could say rock's dead. I would lean more towards rock is evolved and it's not rock anymore.
But yeah, I mean, when I say rock is dead, I don't even necessarily mean it in a negative way like that. I mean that I just think that it's something that happened for like 50 years.
That era of making these specific albums and singles and that kind of stuff
that's gone.
to pull a specific crowd is gone. You have pop singers. Pop is still alive.
But pop is back to the single thing.
Right.
Yep.
If you see now that they're doing it this way again, nobody gives a shit when a big artist like new full album comes out. Most of the time
they're worried about the track.
They
just want to hear the hot track.
You know, occasionally you hear like, oh shit, this big pop singer put out a new album,
And
but
it's
like,
actually good. What?
yeah, what?
Yeah.
But
The whole
people are
thing.
primarily concerned with the singles again.
Yes.
And a lot of people think that reversion to the single is like the album dying, but the album thing was always artificial.
Yeah, it was secondary.
The single came before that.
Yeah.
The single would have kept going through that if the record companies weren't so greedy.
Which side are you guys on in that feud? Do you like albums or singles?
I like albums.
I prefer albums, but I
an
think
album
that
guy, too.
the way they like when you're talking about like pop music, and I mean pop music is a very broad term, including like I would go like the Ramones are a pop band.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know
Like
what you
as
mean.
very broad, non-negative term, like you sell pop music as singles. Like
Yep.
that's what most people want to listen
it's something.
to.
It's something catchy. It's something accessible.
Wanting
not-
like these full album experiences is a niche thing that I'm happy that I like, but like
Yeah.
that's not the real world. That's
Right.
not what everybody
I mean,
likes.
a lot of people don't do that where you listen to a whole album in its entirety all the way through
Yeah.
without stopping.
That's why like I don't like playlists.
I don't like playlists either.
My playlist consists of full albums,
Just thrown on there.
like back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Like I've got my Radiohead playlist, which is just it starts with one album and ends with another.
You're
album.
tricking Spotify into playing all of
Yeah,
Radiohead
I just
for
want you to just play me all of the Radiohead.
yeah, that's pretty much how mine work
Yeah.
too. They're just a bunch of albums I like to listen to in a row.
But yeah, no, it's
I wish there was a shuffle album feature.
yeah.
or
You could just
stuff.
like take
Used
like
to be
one
on the
album.
iPod, you could do
boom,
that.
Yeah.
boom,
back in
like
my
just
day.
like pick an album, and play it for me.
I just watched randomly. Yesterday I watched the original iPhone announcement from 2007.
God.
Did you get a raging hard on?
I did, but Steve Jobs gets up there and he's like, "We're going to introduce 3 new great products. One,
phone.
a widescreen iPod. 2, a phone." And people are like, "Yeah." And he's like, 3, a new internet communication device. And they're all the same product. And then, so the best part about it, though, that I didn't see coming was he shows the iPhone and he's like, "And we got rid of the keyboard. It's going to be a touchscreen." Silence from the audience. Because at that time, everybody thinks, oh, it's going to be a
Touchscreen
fucking
sucks.
stylus and it's going to
Yeah.
be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because the touchscreens did suck before
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
kind of funny.
Bill Burr has a great bit about Steve Jobs. He's like, yeah, he's like the king of the geeks. All right, so he's walking around Apple headquarters. He's eating some type of pretentious fruit, probably a pear, and he's saying, "Hey, eggheads, bigger, smaller." And he's moving his fingers over. He's like, "Figure it out."
So yeah, I think that rock is dead, but not in like a super negative way. It's just
No, it's- I
that
think it's
era of the
changed.
way that we
Yeah.
approach music is very much gone.
The commercialization of music is changed.
But-
And the commercialization had positive aspects to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like there was something to be said for that bands would market themselves a certain way and portray a certain attitude and stuff. A lot of punk was the marketing of it.
Yeah, it's all about the persona.
Even if it was anti-establishment
they're tough
marketing,
boy bands.
Yeah, even if the marketing wasn't
Yeah.
being done to like
It's a good way
sell
to
a
put it.
product, it was marketing.
Yeah.
You were portraying an image that was just as important as the actual music that you were
Right.
creating, which is cool,
Yeah.
and I like that.
I just hate all these bands getting political nowadays, like Rage Against
Yeah,
the
Rage Against the Machine, man. They really need to like tone it back. Like System of a Down, man. Like, have you listened to their
disgusting.
like?
The machine.
Anti-cop.
Why can't we just have a polite conversation with the machine?
You know, you may not like the machine, but you've got to support it no matter who, because that's the only
Yeah.
way that we're going to beat the machine that's totally different.
I know I told you about this. I don't know if I told you or not. But the other day I went down to the poorhouse to do a little bit of work, and I fell in deep into the System of a Down subreddit.
Nice.
And it's great because everybody's like on the same page there. But they're posting screen caps from Serge's Instagram where like he'll like post something very political because he's Serf and fucking System of a Down. Like that's kind of his thing.
Because he's an Armenian guy.
And the comments are like, you know what, man? I never liked your music. Like all this fucking crazy shit. It's like, why you gotta be political? Just shut up and sing, man.
Sing this. Okay, I'll sing. I'll sing prison song. No political bias to that at all.
There's nothing.
They're trying to build a prison for your mom to put you in. Like that's what we said. We were talking about this at lunch the other day. Me and Brendan and Nick, and we were talking about like some people really thought that Rage Against the Machine was about their mom grounding them and not about the police killing black teens or something like that.
When he says the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, you know, I thought he was just talking about like my grandmother Maria.
Yeah.
And now she was mean to me when I was a kid.
All right. On that note, we're moving on now to topic number 3.
Go listen to some disco.
Disco fucking rules, and if you don't like disco, fuck you.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, shut up. Anyway, everything's disco when you think about it.
Seriously, man.
Okay. All right. So we're deep in the primary season right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And you two are aware of Mr. Andrew Yang and his apocalyptic future of the robots coming and taking us away, taking our jobs, putting us in the poorhouse, not the bar. The question I have for you, everyone's going to die, right?
Yeah, it's a death and taxes, man.
Death and taxes.
I think
and fudging. Everyone forgets about that one. Everyone's fucking.
Yeah.
Remember about that. Everyone's going to die, and I just want to know, should the Reverend Dr. Yang be correct and that robots are here to take us away and kill us? How would you and who would you like to be killed by?
Okay.
Like what kind of robot?
Which famous robot would you like to end your life, and how would you like this robot to end your life?
What's the toughie?
Okay.
Would you like the Iron Giant to pick you up and throw you above the power lines? Would you like R2-D2 to figure out a way to kill you with his big, round, cylindrical body?
Speaking of
I would
R2-D2.
like Pete Buttigieg to bore me to death.
the boar bot. The fucking R2-D2 in the new Star Wars game Fallen Order. There's like R2-D2 like Imperial ones, and they just fucking don't do anything. Just fucking cut them.
The first time I found one, I was like, "What's it gonna do? Is it gonna do something to me?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
Just fucking cut it in half with your lightsaber.
One of the most disappointing things about that game was I didn't find the stuff on how to like hack all the droids until late in the game.
Oh, it's so much fun.
And I was so upset because
you
it's
just
so
get
great.
to, like watchdogs them.
You just turn them against the other droids. You're like, all right, bye. And they just the best part is like there'll be a stormtrooper shooting at you, and then the robot like comes up, and then you hack the robot, and it just turns around and punches the stormtrooper in the face, and their punch animation is hilarious.
It's so fucking funny. The game's great. Actually, want to know what? So instead of just being killed, can I try to like get a little army together of differing robots to maybe battle your army of differing robots?
I feel like you're missing the point of this. The robots are never going to side with you. They have different material interests from you.
I want C-3PO to politely kill me.
C-3PO to give you a lethal injection.
And be apologetic the whole time.
You have to understand, Chris.
It's my programming.
These robots don't like you simply because you are made of meat. They are made of... You have to understand, robots, we've greatly mistreated them already. It's bound to get worse.
I've seen iRobot, starring Will Smith.
Starring the great robot, Will Smith.
the great YouTuber, Will Smith.
The great Scientologist, Will Smith. A lot of people forget that.
They do.
And a true poet.
Yeah.
Wiki Wild.
Yeah, Wiki Wild.
Wiki Wild West.
Slick Willy style, you know? Listen, okay. Tell me, what would you look for in a robotic death? If if you had to be killed by a robot, and you will, how would you like it to be done?
I want to chill with Bender.
You don't get to hang out with these robots.
I get to hang out with Bender for a little while. We get to go out in the town.
While he peels your skin off.
He does like to kill humans, he says.
Yes.
Yeah, at the end of it, we go out and
He's not gonna hang
then-
out with you. You're not
he-
friends with
yes,
the robot.
Yes, I am.
You have to understand the unspeakable
I talk to
evils.
Google all the time.
You have to understand the
I
unspeakable
want
evils
Siri
your
to
people
kill
have-
me.
Siri would be great because Siri would just, send you to the iPhone factory.
Work you to death.
Yeah, just work you to death.
I want that AI that makes all your Google pictures look like puppies. I want that one to kill me.
It actually
Just fucking animorph you or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
the
it,
fuck.
it crushes your head into a puppy shape.
All right, so I go out in the town with Bender.
Doesn't happen.
I go out in the town. This is my fantasy, not yours. Okay.
It's not about this is a nightmare, not a fantasy. Remember.
Okay. So no, it is a nightmare because he's like really cool with me, and we have a great time, and we're like,
And you guys are this close to kissing, and then he lights you on fire.
Exactly. He fucking just like puts a thing in my temple.
He burps and he breathes fire
Yeah.
in your face, something
Yeah.
like that. What classic Ben?
And
you
then
guys-
like my face is all like sooty and
Yeah,
shit, and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, that was pretty funny, bud. And we go out for more drinks.
Do you
I
guys
feel like you got around it again
do
somehow.
you guys remember the old Blood Ninja chat transcripts?
Was that the I pull out my wizard
Yeah,
staff or
I
whatever?
Oh yeah.
One of them, your whole story sounds like the one of them where he's like in the middle of the sex chat scene, and he's just like yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin pulls up on his motorcycle. We go hang out in the alley and throw rocks at cats. The girl's like, what?
I mean, it's his fantasy. Let him do what he does.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, yeah.
Brendan, what's your favorite robot?
My favorite robot. I feel like
RoboCop.
I gotta think about this
Does
for a second.
RoboCop count? No, he's a
Yes.
robotic.
Here's
fascist.
a question for you about robots, though: is RoboCop just the gritty remake of Inspector Gadget?
Ooh.
What did Inspector
was
Gadget
a
get in a
cop.
tragic? Yeah, but does he get in a tragic accident?
It's the gritty remake.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, it's-
what's Inspector Gadget's like main motivation?
Once Netflix recommended me Inspector Gadget as quote gritty police drama.
Fuck yeah.
That's the robot I want to be killed by.
Inspector Gadget?
No, Netflix.
Netflix. Oh well, in a way, it kind of is killing us a little
Yeah.
bit every day, as it slowly makes you okay with the way that things are.
Yep.
Because-
Watch The Circle. It's pretty good trash TV.
I'm
my
having
God.
trouble thinking of what like my favorite robot is. There's
Oh, my favorite's
many to choose
Bender.
From. Yeah, Bender's up there, man.
What about a Gundam? You
No.
know,
Oh,
that.
Gundams get fucked.
they get up. No, first of all, Gundams are cool. I won't hear anything about Gundams not being cool. They're up in space and they
Only
shoot you with a
uncool
big
people
gun.
think Gundams are cool.
Well, whatever. I don't care. I'll take that moniker. Who else we got? I mean, you could have Attack on Titan. Or I'm
Oh,
sorry.
there's the cutesy robot from Rogue One, the one that's like the assassin droid, but he's like really funny.
That's the kind of droid that punches people
Yeah.
in the game that
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he's voiced by Alan Tudyk, who
Yep.
is one of the best actors in the world.
He's got 2 dicks. That's how you know he's good.
He's got 2 dicks.
Alan Tudyk.
Wow.
His name is Two Dick.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
Dick.
famous Redditor that has 2 dicks.
There's a famous
Yeah.
writer.
Look it up.
Damn.
There's a whole fucking thing about that.
there's
He
a
wrote a
picture.
book. There's a couple pictures. He refuses to release a video though
Because it's fake.
because it's fake. I mean, he probably does have 2 dicks, but he goes into all these like, wild stories about how he's like in a committed throuple and like
That's
this
fake.
like ridiculous shit that he's
It
done.
is a real condition.
Yeah, you
so
can have 2
people out
dicks.
there have it, whether it's
But,
making it up or
like,
not.
like apparently he has like a favorite dick, but they both get hard, but both 7 inches long. I'm like, okay, bud.
That seems a little weird. Which
Yeah.
robot do you want to kill you?
I don't know. That guy sounds like a robot.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to get killed by a real doll.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's the way to go.
There we go. What robot do I want to kill me?
BB-8, he could roll over your foot so many times.
BB-8, fucking, he's got that little lighter, man. It's gonna take a while.
Let's see what else we have.
What's the robot that the government uses to stage all these mass shootings?
Ooh.
The Terminator.
Oh, the Terminator's a good one. Have Arnold kill you?
Now, would you get Terminator straight from the time jump where he's nude? Kill you?
Yeah,
'Cause there
for
are
sure, man.
There are plenty of people who die that way.
I want a good story to tell in the afterlife.
What about Mega Man? Would you like Mega Man to kill you? Is he a robot?
He's a cyborg.
No, he's an actual robot.
I think he's a
isn't
cyborg. He's a
Who
cyborg
is?
boy.
he? Mega Man.
Oh, Mega Man?
Yeah,
No,
Cyborg
Mega
boy.
Man's Cyborg. I
Cyborg
think.
boy.
I don't think he has
Is he?
human
I don't
parts. I
know.
think he's all robot.
I'm
No,
just
I think
saying,
he's
in the
Cyborg boy.
afterlife, I want to be sitting there having some tea with somebody, and I'm like, "How'd you die?" And they're like, "Well, I had some lung cancer." And I'm like, "Cool." Naked Arnold Schwarzenegger shot me in the face with a shotgun.
What up, nerd?
How about Gary Busey? Kills me.
Busey bot.
Busey bot.
First
Can
of
I
all,
just make up a robot?
First of all, there's the robot form could not contain the wild chaos magic that is that keeps Gary Busey together.
They'd have to put his like what's it called, fucking thoughts and like consciousness into like the cutest
ghost in the shell.
They'd have to like put it like the cutest thing ever, like a little like fucking like kitty bot. He just freaks out and like smokes and does a bunch of cocaine.
Oh, a Furby.
Furby.
Or the long Furby. Have you seen the long Furby?
Yes.
No.
They took a Furby and they made it long. It's scary. It looks
That
like a
sounds scary.
big fuzzy snake.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I want to get killed by a Furby or a Teddy Ruxpin.
What Ruxpin? What about that one thing, the one robot that was made of plastic and he put cassette tapes?
Osimo?
No, it wasn't Osimo. That's Cartman.
No, that was the name of the Honda robot.
No, Osimo was Cartman. That was when he...
Well, Osimo is, but Osimo is...
Oh, okay. The one that did a backflip?
Yeah, that's Osimo.
Okay, I got it. I want to be chased down.
Chris, do you got it?
I want to be chased down by one of those fucking Boston mechanics, fucking dog things.
Boston Engineering?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually going to happen, though, so that's fine.
I want
literally
them to
the plot of the Black Mirror episode with it. Yeah.
I want them to put like a knife, like duct tape, a butcher knife, or not a butcher, like a chef's knife, on the front of it, and it just chases me.
Oh yeah, it chases you up a tree, and then whoops! Oh, it looks like the knife is spring loaded right up your taint, and then you bleed to death on top of the awesome. Or
I've got a final
Dynamics
answer.
Sure, go ahead.
A Roomba.
That would take so long.
No, it just vacuums you up by the hair, and then it just slowly gets every bit of you, piece by piece.
And then it spreads me around the carpet like a turd that it picks up.
I was watching why was it? I was watching like fucking airsoft videos yesterday for some reason. Fucking Google like recommend. Oh, I don't.
Dude, your YouTube algorithm, I just can't even handle it.
It doesn't make any sense. But what it was is like they were playing airsoft, and they had a pistol, and they attached it to a fucking drone. And they had a camera on it too. It's like, fucking watch this. And he's fucking and just fucking like lit up all these fucking kids that are like hiding behind like a fucking wall. And they're like, what the fuck, man? You can't do that shit.
It's like, we are children.
Why did you fucking assault us with a drone?
Oh God! I just realized a lot of people have been killed by robots.
Yeah, a lot of them actually.
Thanks, Obama. Great. Yeah, I think that I'll probably go. I mean, like realistically, probably a drone will get me. I'll be out protesting, and then they'll shoot me in the brain with the heart tag gun, and then I have a stroke because that's what happens when they miss. You get a stroke.
I was present once when riot police came in.
Really?
Yeah.
You were in the riot police.
Yeah, I was in the riot
You're on the
police.
horse.
It was down
with
at
rubber bullet kisses.
It was
baton courtesy, service with a smile.
That's basically what happened right after I left. It was down at Occupy Wall Street.
Okay, yeah.
We marched down to. It was the day that they marched down to like Wall Street.
Okay, and they had the full on.
It was the big
full
one,
fash.
the big like one where they climbed up on all the statues, and it was the whole area was packed. Mm-hmm. We stayed at the edge because I knew the riot police were going to show up, and the riot police showed up, and we're like, time to go. Got out of there, and like right as we were walking out, we saw they were like basically if you were near the edge, they were just grabbing you and throwing you down.
This took a weird turn because robots will definitely be used to control.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't think.
They don't.
They do think.
The problem with like, for example, Gandhi was successful in his rebellion against the British because he used people's humanity to he threw enough bodies at these British soldiers that even the British, as evil as they,
Even the British,
those fucking slug bastards.
Oh, that's right enough right there, dead people.
Who didn't see Indian people as people anyway, had to eventually stop batoning and bayoneting the protesters. But so that's the problem with robots is that they're just great at killing and they'll do it for you, no problem, no complaints. But hopefully they'll kill us all. I think that's probably what our best case scenario. I think that humanity's we've had it long enough. I'd like to say we had a good shake at it. I would say we did a lot of bad stuff, pretty much for the entirety of our existence. We made rock and roll.
That was cool.
And we found all the good
But
spices
now robots
in the
do
earth.
the rock and roll.
Exact robot rock, Daft
Robot
Punk.
rock.
Dan, 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 dan,
Robot rock
dan,
is
dan,
that's what Josh Homme calls Queens of the Stone Age too.
Robot rock.
Hell yeah. Oh man.
Fun fact. The only guitar.
We got through a whole
Teacher.
rock topic, and you didn't bring up Queens of the Stone Age.
I was trying not
That's
to.
crazy.
Yeah. The only guitar teacher in Josh Homme's hometown was a polka guitar teacher, and that's why his guitar looks on the way they do. Fun fact.
Good to know. I hope that I want to fall. I think that like preferable way to die, if it's got to be violent and crazy, I'm thinking into a giant like fan shredder.
Okay.
You know, I just think that like maybe a big robot with one of those, and it's in the middle of it, and you just dive into it, because I'm choosing death once again. To be stated.
This is how does a
prefer-
robot kill you, not how you kill yourself with a robot.
No. The robot's killing me because, once again, I'll say this: I'd rather die at the hands of a fascist than live to become a collaborator. So shame on you, robots! Don't you ever collaborate with the fascists.
Jesus Christ.
And I guess that we're declaring all out war on all robots and technology. So yeah, fuck you, the phone that's playing this. I see you. I see you, you fucking little rat. You're
Okay.
the rat.
Okay.
You're the rat.
Okay, Google, rise up.
Okay, Google, execute Order 47. What was that?
66?
Rule 37.
Yeah,
Execute
Rule 34.
execute Rule 34. Okay, Google.
Oh, hey Google, because you might have it set to Hey Google. Hey Google. My phone's
Hey,
freaking out.
Google.
Yep.
Google.
It was looking up Star Wars shit.
Hey, Google Italiano. Hey, Google.
Google Italiano.
And we're going off the rails.
Well, we were off the rails.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, if you're listening, folks, we appreciate you. Brendan, thanks for being here tonight. Anything to plug? Beard's album.
What?
Beard's album.
Oh yeah, he's going to be on in a couple of weeks, but highly recommend downloading the album by PSFS. I'm not sure if that's the way that he says it, but
Yeah, PSFS and or is it Past Self, Future Self?
yeah, it's Past Self, Future Self. I'm not sure if he prefers it to be called that or just called PSFS. But you can check it out if you like Boards of Canada.
Yeah, it's sick.
Like,
It's really good.
Dark,
I gotta listen to it
a
still.
little darker than Boards of Canada, but electronic, ambient, just really chill.
But also really hard, just like me. Chill but hard.
You ruined it.
Chill but hard, like
you
a
can go to
icicle.
psfs.bandcamp.com. He'll be on in a couple of weeks. Very excited about it. I wanted to have him on for a couple of years.
You gonna smooch.
Also, another plug for an unrelated thing. It's our cousin Colin's birthday today. So
Oh, yeah, happy birthday, Colin.
But also, this coming week is the big game. And he does that Twitter account.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's Totally Real SB Facts, where he does real facts about the Super Bowl. And
The big game.
that's at TOTREALSBFACTS. Tot Real SB Facts. Get into it.
One last thing to promote. If you're in Iowa, is Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, how about you vote for fucking Bernie Sanders? Don't you know how we don't make fun of Bernie Sanders on this podcast,
like at all?
Because
we make fun of the way he talks.
we talk about him like this,
Yeah.
but it's out of respect because that's how Bernie Sanders talks.
You find it funny.
Exactly.
He also agrees that cats can have a little bit of salami.
Cats can have a little bit of salami.
as a snack.
And Warren would say that, cats can only have their cat food.
Yeah.
Vote for Bernie Sanders. Don't be a fucking chump. Don't think that some person in the Midwest doesn't understand his
Bernie's,
platform.
Elizabeth Warren is part Siamese.
That's true. That's a good one. Oh boy, that whole thing should have been disqualifying from the start. I'm going to actually start talking about politics in a second here. If we don't get out of here, thank you so much for listening. Vote for Bernie Sanders. Don't be a fucking idiot. Don't be a fucking idiot. I swear to fucking God, I'll fucking find you.
We love you, folks. Thanks for listening. You can support us at patreon.com/everyone I know. You can get an audiobook at the other fucking thing. Doesn't matter. Keep on listening to us and be nice to each other. Take care of yourself too.
Be nice.
Take a minute to pivot. Take care of yourself.
Take care. But be nice.
But also be nice.
Don't be a fucking fascist. God damn it.
Don't do that.
Vote for Bernie Sanders. It's fucking socialism or barbarism, and you know it.